So in this part of the experiment, our goal, of course, is to determine the freezing point of a solution after adding, of course, our unknown compound. Now, you're not going to be given, of course, the chemical formula for this unknown compound, but you are told, of course, that the molar mass of this compound, please note, is 138 grams per mole. And so what I've done is that I started off, of course, with a specific volume, of course, and therefore mass of our pure solvent T-butanol. I added approximately 2 grams of our unknown compound. And so you can go back, please, and check to make sure you know the exact mass of that unknown compound that was added. And so our goal now is to determine, right, the freezing point, of course, of the solution. You're going to be comparing the freezing point of the solution to the freezing point of your pure solvent to obtain the value, of course, of what of delta T. If you know delta T, Kf was also determined, of course, in the first part of this experiment. And so you can determine what the molality of the solution. Now, do not forget, if you know the molality of the solution, you know exactly the mass, of course, of the solvent that we used. You can also calculate, do not forget, right, the moles, right, of our solutes. From that moles, you can go back using the mass to determine the molar mass. So here our goal is to determine the freezing point of the solution of T-butanol with our unknown compound. So again, we're going to start recording our temperature values. Temperature?
22.
Temperature?
21.1.
Temperature?
20.
Temperature?
19.
Temperature?
17.8.
Temperature?
16.9.
Temperature?
16.
Temperature?
15.3.
Temperature?
14.9.
Temperature?
14.2.
Temperature?
14.1.
Temperature?
14.1.
Temperature?
14.1.
Temperature?
14.1.
Temperature?
14.
Temperature?
14.
Temperature?
14.
Temperature?
13.9.
Temperature?
13.9.
Temperature?
13.8. 13.5.
Temperature?
13.1.
Temperature?
13.
Temperature?
13.
Temperature?
12.9.
Temperature?
12.9.
Temperature?
12.7.
Temperature?
12.7.
Temperature?
12.5.
Temperature?
12.4.
Temperature?
12.4.
Temperature?
12.2.
We should be good.
Okay.
To go to wrap up this section, I just need to point out to you that our unknown was a white solid. And as I mentioned to you earlier, the molar mass of our unknown, of course, was 138 grams per mole. And keep in mind, of course, that we actually used approximately 2 grams of this, of course, unknown, when we went ahead to determine the freezing point of our solution. So at the end here, you can actually see, of course, that it's a bit slushy, right? And so the addition, of course, of a solute, we should note from our lecture, should hopefully have lowered the freezing point of that pure solvent.